today.
Hi.
Let's see, we've got Cheryl, Amy, Mitch, Ed is here. Good. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pat.
Cynthia. I think Cynthia was on an hour ago. I got a notification in my email that she was on an hour ago. So
yes, and she asked me what time it was tonight, and replied back to me, so I know she knows.
Okay, so basically, Jen, you ready to start?
I'm already recording.
Okay. Well, basically all we're doing tonight is we're just checking in with you. And I told Jen said, what are we going to talk about tonight? Do we need to share screens and all that kind of stuff? And the fact is, no, we don't. Because what we're doing is we are checking in with you to make sure that you're on track based on where we were at the end of the meeting last month. So I want to kind of go around the room and just have people check in here and say where you are, what you're doing, and what's next for you, what's up. And if you have a problem, let's talk about that problem, okay? So we might as well start with the top of the list. So I'm just going to go down this alphabetical. No, it's not alphabetical, I guess. It is, I don't know what order this is in. But anyway, Amy, you're first.
Okay. So I finished the funnel, my email funnel series, and stuck it up into ActiveCampaign yesterday or the day before yesterday. Jen looked at it for me this morning, gave me the green light. Jen, the problem you mentioned, I had caught that yesterday. I just had already uploaded the screen prints to you, so I thought, why bother doing it all over again? From here, I guess my next question was that I have my email uploaded. I have the autoresponder set up in ActiveCampaign. So is the next step that I go ahead and start another Facebook ad campaign drawing people to my freebie? Say that again?
You stopped those ads already?
I did. I stopped the last one because I was switching over to ActiveCampaign. And and here's the other thing: we weren't getting any sales at all. And so, and in that particular case, I was just sharing a blog post, which actually turned out fantastic in terms of my click-through rate and even the cost. The cost was something like 36 cents a click, and I was at 8% click-through rate. It was amazing.
Yeah. So, to me, now that you've got your autoresponder set up in ActiveCampaign, I mean, not getting any sales for the first time that you're running ads and everything is, I don't think that's a reason to stop those ads, especially because you're doing so well. Now is when that's the only way now you're going to be able to test your autoresponder. Okay. And so I would turn the ad back on that you were already running because it was so cheap.
Yes.
Okay. And so just turn that one back on, and then that will allow you to start thinking about a retargeting ad that's an actual sales ad for all those people.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so what you would do on that is now you want to hit the people who have opted in with an ad that's directly about the product you want them to buy.
Okay.
So you're talking about retarget.
I'm talking about retargeting on this one, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not turning on the old 101 ad, the 101 tips.
Okay.
I'm going to do both.
Yeah, because you want to keep adding people to your list, and because you were I think you ended up being under $1 a lead on that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you're way into that, and you're also getting good conversions on that. And even if you get people on the list, this is not about making money at this moment. I mean, we always want to make money, but the deal is that you've got something working. So now you need to finesse it to start fixing the conversions.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Cheryl, you're up next.
Okay, well, I have not made much progress. I've kind of been overwhelmed at my day job, but I am having some issues with my niche, and I think I'm going to change niches. So I was having trouble finding a low-cost product to offer once they clicked after my freebie. and for the wallpaper. And then I considered switching into just the general craft niche, where I did find something in ClickBank that it has a pretty good sales page, but I'm not so sure that the product itself is all that great or worth $20. So, kind of worried about refunds on that, and I would have to make up a free initial product for that. So I'd have to give that some thought. So I was just thinking of switching to something different entirely, which would be, something more popular. I've seen things in ClickBank related to paleo diet, which I understand is just natural, healthy nutrition, which is something I'm interested in. And, then would, I think I could come up with something in the way, of something to get them to click and.
So you're back at a niche kind of thing. You're down to the niche decision.
Right.
So the craft area that we talked about before, that you were kind of honing in on the paper products, right?
Right.
But the only thing that I would tell you to do before you switch niches, you decide to switch niches, is to do a lot of keyword research in here and a lot of sales research to make sure that you're not just jumping from one thing to the next. Okay.
Okay. I guess I could use some suggestions as to, in ClickBank, what sort of product might be a good one, not in terms of suggestions of a product, but just what to look at, whether it's gravity or popularity. Any suggestions there?
Well, gravity is always good to look at gravity, but you also want to look at number of, I think the ClickBank gives you the average prices per sale, the average refund rates, all that kind of stuff. And you can get some idea from gravity plus sales plus refund rates, what kind of stuff is happening with that product. I'm not sure that's your problem. I think your problem is actually coming up with the niche, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the wallpaper is so specific that I'm concerned that even if I get this thing built out, I'm not going to see much in the way of conversions. And then the general craft, I feel like I'm going to have to come up with these products to sell right away. And, that's going to slow me down. And so that was why I was thinking of changing niches and going with something nutritional.
That is a huge market, incredibly competitive, which is not a bad thing. You just you've got to drive a lot of traffic to it to make the money. So that's going to be a big deal. I still don't want you to give up on the crafts market myself, because I think there's a lot of potential in the crafts market. Jen, you're in this market pretty often, right? I mean, you get out there and look around at least, and friends.
Yeah, I was thinking about, because ultimately for you, the free product going into to some kind of product to purchase with a low cost front end, because you're trying to get them into wallpaper itself. I was just quickly trying to do some searches on what it would take that, for like stenciling or, something that can help you kind of bridge the gap, because you know what your ultimate goal is to work with the vintage wallpaper and things like that. And they're really, I believe that they're based on some of the searching that you've done and things like that there's a market there. Being stuck on the lead gen is like the worst thing ever. You know what I mean? That first part isn't a reason to give up your niche. And so, especially one that you really care about.
I wasn't going to give it up completely. I was just, wanting something where I could, kind of get going and get the steps going. Because, we're far enough out from the workshop that I'm kind of getting confused now as to, the steps and in an order. And
Okay, so hold on a second. So what I want you to do here's what I really want you to do. I mean, this is the deal. This is what happens to a lot of folks. It happened to us as well. Is you get started down a path and then jump to something else, and then that path doesn't work for you that you were in because you let go of it, right? So whether you make any sales or not from this, there is a real learning advantage in it to getting everything set up properly. So you really want to stick with one thing and get the entire process completed, whether it works for you or not. I can't tell you how many websites I've built and business niches I've built that I tossed after I didn't make any money with them. But I got a lot from it. I learned how to do that. That's how I ended up with it. Now, I'm not suggesting that you don't want to make money. I think the crafts niche is a good one for you to start with because there is some money there. I mean, there's huge craft stuff. So, if we talk about the multiple niches in crafts, there's a gazillion of those. And I'll tell you what, I'll do a little research while we're on here, and we'll just move on to the next person and come back to you, Cheryl, in a minute, okay?
Yeah, before you move on to that, Cheryl, I want to encourage you to go back to that free report that you created, because you have so many different things. I mean, I was so surprised in that report of things that you listed that you could do with wallpaper that you could branch out into something a little bit bigger, into kind of like I was just looking at, like he's saying, other crafting things. Amy mentioned scrapbooking, using wallpaper for backgrounds and things like that. And so I just think I want you to just not give up on this just yet, for sure. Yeah. And I am posting a couple of links in here one more time. I put them in the Facebook group. These are the checklists that we created of the whole step-by-step processes that we did while we were at the event. So the checklist, the slides, and the little proximity, done for you, done with you, that little booklet. So those links are here in the chat for everybody.
Okay.
Okay, who do you want to move on to for right now, Dad?
The next one is Cynthia.
Am I on mute?
Cynthia.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. Sorry, I'm in my car. We're just pulled into our site here in Winter Haven a few hours late, so I apologize for getting in, but he's setting up the camper, so I got out of that. Thank you. I'm going to be connected to internet as of tomorrow. I have written out all my emails. They're in paper form. I was at my mom's in Michigan. She's very needy, so I wasn't able to get on. But I do have a lot done, but it's all in paper. So tomorrow I'll be uploading some things for you all to look at, doing some other things. That's about all I have to report.
Okay. So let's just go back over that a second. So you've got all of your emails written in paper form?
Yes, they're written. Yeah.
You're going to plug them into your autoresponder in what's your platform again?
Okay, I switched. When I was in Michigan, I switched to Active Campaign.
That's what I thought. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know I have that. I have my list, my 37 people from my other list. I have MailChimp and Aweber shut off, and I moved them over to Active Campaign. I need to connect with Facebook. We have a problem with my Facebook account, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. Jen suggested I make a video, which I'm going to show them how I can't connect the ad manager and such. So I have a list of things to do as soon as I get connected up live.
Okay.
And you were able to get your money back from lead pages too, right?
Yes, I did. I got my $500 back. Yes. Yes.
Good. Okay.
Well, there you go. You made money right there. So that's
Yeah.
good. I mean, it's not always about making a sale, right?
I was like, holy crap. Let's see. Yeah, I got it back.
Good.
They were good about it.
By the way, I'll tell you guys something that not a lot of people know. I use American Express for just about everything. And when the guy that I had my hosting company with died and I could not get access to the servers anymore, I had a bunch of servers. And I went to American Express and said, these things are renewing again, and I'm going to get a refund on the last one, thinking I would only get the refund on the last server, which was, $1,500. And she went back and looked 6 months. I got over $11,000 back because American Express stands by their stuff.
They
in
do.
Situations by that. So that was a huge benefit to me. So there you go. All right. All right. Thanks, Cynthia. We'll come back if we need to, and you guys can pop in questions too. So, all right. The next person is Ed. Ed, I'm unmuting you. Uh-oh, wrong person. Okay, go ahead. Ed, you always have this little audio thing going on. Can't hear you, Ed. Okay, Ed, we're moving on to the next person. Be right back. Try to get that worked out. Gene, unmuted. Except you muted yourself back.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
What's your progress? We've been seeing some of it.
Yeah. So I have the 2 sales pages done, and I haven't done much with the autoresponders, but I have been working on the actual course and the templates because since I sold it, that was kind of important.
Right.
And then people are being really patient with me, though.
Are getting impatient with you?
No, they're being very patient, waiting.
Good.
Yeah, well, because I just said, well, it's not built yet. That's why, like I'm just doing it as we go. So they're being very patient. And you'll be happy to hear that I have been emailing my list. And so I emailed just a letter that said, you know what? I'm kind of an idiot. I haven't been emailing you. I mean, I didn't say I was an idiot, but I said, it's like I could make excuses and blah, 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 and I said, but the truth is I just didn't do it and I knew I should. And here's what's going to happen because I didn't. And so then I went through and said, people are going to unsubscribe because they're not going to remember me, and so I started talking about that. I used me as an example of why you have
went away.
Whoops.
No, you went away, Dad.
I'm
No, is
here.
it me?
Yeah, it was you. We can hear her.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So I used me as an example of why they need to be consistent in their email marketing, basically. And then I said, and I'm going to be sending you a gift tomorrow, so watch out for it. And then today I emailed back and said, well, the gift's not ready because I wanted to have the sales pages just right before I send them the gift. And so I said, but here's some other things. And then I told them some other things. And then also what I'm doing is I'm using it as a little survey. So I said, here's some things that I like to talk about. What would you like to hear about? Just hit reply and let me know. And so they're answering.
Good.
And, and so that's fun. I mean, it's fun too to see the responses, and people were they liked the email. They were like, a lot of people replied back to that and said, thank you so much for your honesty. I struggle with that. And, oh, that's so hard. And, I do that too. And it's like, so they appreciated that email.
And
Yep.
ding, ding, ding. Nice little whitelisting going on there for you too with that reply.
You realize that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, Gene, there's a couple of things you've said that I think are really, really important for especially the folks on this call. The first is that when you talk to your people about your real stuff, and I would encourage you to do a lot more of that, you build a relationship, you build a bond with those folks. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we do, and it kind of drove Jennifer nuts in the beginning, and I said, just leave me alone. I'm doing what I do. And it was, I talk about, the not failings, but the fallibilities, the vulnerabilities, those kind of things in my life and my business and all that kind of stuff. So when you do that, and what I heard from you that you could actually write 3 or 4 more emails about was, one is perfectionism. I mean, that's where you are. Mm-hmm. You're stuck in making sure that you get everything right? And then there's the fear of not having something to say that people want to hear, right? And your people are going to be going through those very same things, and they'll say, oh yeah, I identify with that, whatever that is. So, those kind of things are really good to do.
And it follows right along with the course that you're getting ready to sell them. So,
well, I know. I mean, and it's like, and that's kind of, so I thought, well, I need to email. And I'm like, so what am I going to talk about? Like, should I just start talking about email marketing? And then I thought, I feel like that's not a really great idea since I haven't been doing it. And it's like, so, it's been, I emailed them not consistently.
So stop right there, because actually it's a really great idea because you haven't been doing it. And so why haven't you been doing it? Let's talk about that. Then you talk about what kind of money you've lost because you haven't been doing it. You talk about that. Then you talk about the friends and the people that you work with who are doing it, and you do a little comparison there of what's happening to people that are in the same field. So all of a sudden you're going to tell people, get ready, because you're going to see a big change in me, because business is business, and this is how we do business online.
Yeah. And so, but I backed up. So instead of just talking blah, 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 this is email marketing, this is why you do it, I backed up and said, hey, I didn't take my own pill. Right. I don't, it's like, I didn't do what I'm always telling you that you need to do. And it's like, isn't it so much easier? It's like, I find it much easier to tell other people what they need to do and how to do it than to do it myself. And I had a lot of people that are in the industry that answer back and say, oh my gosh, it's so much easier to do client stuff. And so they really related. So it was funny too, because I didn't know I had that many marketers on my list. So like if you asked me, I would have said no. But I apparently have quite a few marketers following me. So
yeah, if you didn't have marketers, who did you think you had?
Business owners. Like business owners that do their marketing. But people that teach that are marketers, like copywriters and
okay, got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that are people in the industry.
Okay. All right. Good. So the next person up is anything else, Jean? Before we go.
Nope.
Okay, the next person up is Ed. We're going to try Ed again. I unmuted you, Ed.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
woohoo!
Yay.
All right, talk.
All right, good.
You did get your funnel set up.
I did get the funnel set up, right. I learned a lot of neat things about the IPE product, that it has a funnel editor built in too. So
yep.
That was very interesting. So I'm not going to play with that right now, but I can play with it later. One of the questions I had was about the terms of service and privacy notices, and I saw in the Facebook group some things about that. So I went off and got that going. I guess my next questions are, David, you had answered me back about for the lead gen piece using Aweber somehow to collect those email addresses. And I'm just wondering if the IPE doesn't collect them themselves, or what was the idea behind having Aweber connected there?
IPE, you mean the company, or do you mean the software?
The software.
No, the software will do it too, and I think you can actually do an integration with your Aweber in the back end of that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but as I had talked to them about doing Active Campaign, and they don't have that set up yet, but we're offering to look into it, basically. So,
okay.
So I was just curious.
That guy, Pavan, I think is his name, or no, Navad.
Yeah.
He's really responsive, so that's a pretty good sign for that company.
Right.
And if they're going to do that fairly quickly, and you're only going to really be marketing out of there for right now, it may be worth just doing an upload into Active Campaign, downloading your list and uploading it, depending on what their timeline is.
Right. And
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I don't, it's keeping track of which have been uploaded, which haven't been uploaded, and that sort of thing that, I just need a process for that. So,
well, the other thing you can do is just wait until you're ready with Active Campaign, because you got a good email autoresponder in that system that you can send out from that system as well. It's got email templates in it already that you can edit. And our goal for you, Ed, was to collect email addresses as fast as possible so that you can build a following, and you want to pretty much get all of those IPE products out there and moving so that you can build segmented lists. I mean,
Yes, right. That's my idea, was to kind of work on, add one a week basically.
Yeah.
Once I got this first one going.
Well, the thing you have to do too, remember, is once you add them, you got to drive traffic to them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the big deal.
Yeah, and what I was going to say is the cool thing that you'll be able to do with IPE, since they're collecting the information, if you just, let's say you put your first lead gen out on Facebook, for example, trying to get ads to it and things like that, you can just do such fast, quick downloads from that into just a CSV file and upload it into Facebook for your custom audiences for retargeting for the product purchase.
Yep.
So it gives you IPE and Facebook as your two marketing platforms for right now, to just stay real focused over there instead of trying to add a third autoresponder in some way.
Okay. That sounds good. And then, so actually that was my other question. Assuming I think I have everything in place and I'm going to test everything out. But so I guess the main thing is to work with Facebook to kind of drive traffic to it. I haven't worked with Facebook before, but I think, if I get into the ads manager, I guess I can kind of work through it, I guess.
Well, yes, and Jim, what would you suggest is Facebook's tutorials on Facebook the place to start with that?
They are, but one of the other things too, do you have a Facebook business page right now?
I have, yeah, I do.
Are you putting content over there?
I haven't, no.
Okay. I would try to just go over just getting it done for every day for the next 7 days and post some kind of piece of content over there that's relevant to affiliate marketing, because, for you to go out and start to run ads and have nothing on that business page, one of the keys to getting really good deliverability for your ads and getting low cost ads is going to be a relevancy score. And without content on that page, Facebook is going to give you a big fat 0, or 1 on a relevancy score, which is going to make your ads really high. Are you planning on doing any blogging?
That was going to be another question. I wasn't sure what,
So yes,
how important that was.
you are.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why. I mean, right now that's Amy, Amy does a lot of that for her business. We do a lot of that for our business. And you're in the $5 post group, right, Ed?
Yeah, I did join. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw today, we did a blog post that I put out on Monday that I just did as a boosted post, selling Ron's product. And we've already made more money than what we've spent on the boosted post. And we're getting decent amount of traffic to it, but it's got a really high relevancy score. The blog post does and the content does, or the ad that I wrote to that. And so, I put every blog post that we write, I do just some quick little boosted posts to it to drive fast traffic to it.
Okay.
So Ed, the thing you need to remember here is yours is all about list building, and it is getting as much traffic out there and getting as many people on your list as possible. So we're going to watch conversions really closely. And frankly, the best way to do it these days is Facebook, Facebook and YouTube. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And I would probably too, whatever the first package that you're putting together for IPE, they have a whole series of content behind that you can grab your blog content and write some blog posts about that topic and use some of the PLR.
You got the premium version of that, right?
Say that again?
You got the premium version of that, right? That got the blog post and the articles and all the stuff at the bottom of each of the packages?
I'll have to look. I got
make sure you go down and look, because they're all outlined at the bottom, and those things have a lot of good material in them. So you want to start.
Yeah, that way you don't have to start from scratch.
Right.
Jean has her hand raised.
Oh my. Dave,
Well, because you're bringing up some things that now I have questions. So I started the new website, right? So I just am now creating a Facebook page for it. So should I just run the ads, you think, from an old page, or, even though it has a different name?
I probably would until you get some content on there. And when you set it up, just be sure that this is what Cynthia's run into, is put it in your ads manager, have your business name, and then all of your separate businesses can be listed under that ads manager. That's how I run. So we have like 7 or 8 different ad accounts that fall underneath our NAMS umbrella ad account. And so it's easy for me to swap back and forth between NAMS Toolkit, MyNAMS, and all the data is still there. So, and I don't know if that does anything from getting your content approved faster, or anything like that. But I do know that when you have a brand new account that doesn't have a lot of activity behind it, that they tend to slow that process down.
So we did learn a trick from Matt a couple of weeks ago that's really pretty cool. And it was that if you do a boosted post from your page, make sure I get this right, Jen. If you do a boosted post from your page and then you do a regular ad to that same boosted post, you get approved like that and you get a much better price. So you do the boosted post first, it gets approved. It can take a little bit to get that approved. And then when you do your regular ad, you do an ad to the boosted post and it gets approved instantly. So there's no.
Okay. I mean, I have an ads account and I've run lots of ads because I used to do it for people, so I have lots of people under, it's like, cause they never take me off. And
right.
So,
I know.
and so I have that. It's just this particular page doesn't have it.
Yeah. So I would just add that page under your overall business umbrella.
Okay.
Yeah, but the other thing I would say, and Ed, this is probably for you. I don't know about you, Gene, on this, but maybe anybody else. If you've got a business page that doesn't have a lot of likes yet, you want to get 100 likes. And so you guys should all post in our Facebook group and just be straight up. Tell people, I'm trying to get my page up to 100 likes because I got to start running ads to it. You're part of this group, and we're going to start running ads to your pages. Please go over and like my page. And, the insiders really respond to that pretty well. So, or they have in the past. Okay.
Sounds good. Okay, thanks.
All right. Next person up is Mitch. Mitch, you're unmuted.
Okay. I do not have everything up. I do have my pages up. I went through some stuff with Jen because I really didn't quite understand, I think, what the thank you page was supposed to be. And because the two of you had discussed that I really need to create that authority, I went through and I rewrote that page and I basically put all my credentials down there. I have a plaque that I created with all my awards for being one of the 2 top pain physicians in the country and that type of thing. I went through, I worked with Amy. She's been great. Problem is I'm a little stubborn. The reason it's not all up is because I'm not letting her do it all for me. I'm actually trying to learn how to do it myself. So
that's good.
I'm forcing her to teach me, even though she really wants to just pop it in there. But I have my freebie already. It's set up on OneDrive. And I have a little bonus. Nobody knows what an osteopathic physician is or why they should even listen to me. But I have an article that I'd written on LinkedIn, and it was viewed more than 15,000 times. The American Osteopathic Association loved it, and they promoted it. So I did a little bit of reworking of that, and I'm giving that as a bonus to the freebie. So that they'll actually, it's just a one-page thing. Again, that adds to my credibility. And I got that all set up, and I found a way to link directly, so that I also wrote my thank you letter and put the links to those in the thank you letter. All they have to do is regular click the link. It will immediately download to their computer.
Okay, so hold on a second. So is this on your thank you page that the links are on, or is it in an email?
No, that's the email.
Good. That's
When
exactly the way we want you to do it.
Yep. So I've got all that set up, and then I tried to get set up. I had all that ready. I tried to get it all set up with ActiveCampaign. See, Amy is smiling. I tried to get it all set up with ActiveCampaign, and I quit after a whole bunch of hours. I said, I need help with this. So I'm trying to fix something up, and hopefully Amy and Jean are going to be able to teach me how to do this without, what's the opposite of a tech wizard? Because that's what I am. So I'm
A Luddite.
Thank you. That's me. I'm a Luddite. So hopefully we'll be able to get one or both of them to help me teach me how to use ActiveCampaign better. And again, because of my discussions with Jen, I'm not even writing those 4 letters that we talked about, because I'm not exactly sure where we're going to go from here. I think I gave you the wrong idea, David, last time. It's what I'm going for, it's actually my 3rd level, or my 3rd tier, is the membership or club for people. There is an in-between, which is a paid product, which is not yet written.
Right. I knew that.
Oh, okay. So that's really where we're going. So I have everything ready, and it's between me and ActiveCampaign that's keeping it from all getting online. And then I was going to ask the people, in the group to take a look at it and tell me what.
So how are their tutorials?
Pardon me?
How are their tutorials?
I went through one, and at first I thought it was great, and then I realized, okay, I'm following the instructions, and it didn't tell me how to copy and paste or how to get my letter into ActiveCampaign. And when I did that, all my formatting disappeared, all my links disappeared. And after playing with that for a while, that's when I wrote to Amy in frustration and said, I'm quitting for the night. So I have a lot more work to do with that. But I have, same problem that Cheryl does. My day job is currently taking precedence. So I'm doing that. And last week, taking care of my wife was precedent. So
Sure.
So this is a note for everybody. To avoid any future frustrations, don't ever format and link all your stuff in a document, and because you're formatting, all of that's going to happen inside your autoresponder. The more formatting that you do in Word, the more jacked up it's going to look when you get it into your autoresponder.
You're one letter too late.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. So.
Well, now you know. Or that goes back to the whole learning curve thing, right?
I learned.
And if I could add something there, you also, it's usually not going to go all over in one piece either, because if you add a picture, you have to add that in between all the text, and it's it's different sections.
Yeah.
So it's not going to copy. Yeah.
It's kind of like, think about building your email now with the way the new email builders are. It's like using Beaver Builder. In your modules and things like that, and that's how most of the newsletter builders are gonna work right now.
Okay. Well, I have everything ready. I just have to make it look right in ActiveCampaign.
Well, you made a lot of progress there at the workshop, and I think you're just continuing down the path, and that's the reason we're having these check-ins, is so that we can make sure that we stay on the path. Okay. All right. Thanks. Next one is Pat Iyer. Unmuting you, Pat. Can't hear you, Pat. Nope. You and Ed share the same computer, I guess. Nope. Okay, going to come back to you in a minute, Pat. Tunde, you're up.
Okay. I'm doing the super affiliate marketing, but I didn't really do anything with that because I ordered the OPAD, but I did not get, you said I should focus on that, but I did not get back any link or something that I could have started. So I don't know.
So you haven't made connection with Ron and the OPAD people yet?
No. Should
Okay.
I call him?
I would check your email because the other people that are in the group immediately got response on
Yeah,
how to get
yeah. That's the other things I wanted to ask. What is it, this $5 coach group? How can I get into? So
You
the
can't
people
get
who
into
signed
that.
up for OPAD,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. And Jennifer, she does have that through that program as OPAD as well.
Yeah,
So-
and you can get in there for sure. What you signed up for with Ron for them to set up all of your lead gens,
website,
everything like that.
everything.
Yeah, I would they have a ton of teaching that goes along with that program. So I would definitely focus on that, and I'll add you to the $5 post group. It is the same. It's just the course, whereas is you're involved with the done for you portion of that, where they're going to be generating your web page, your everything for you. This is just the small training, and so I'll put you in that group for sure.
Okay.
But make sure that you definitely reach out to them, because I know that the other people that are in that program they've been working with them already.
Yeah, I checked, and I didn't see anything. So
Okay,
I got different emails from him about LinkedIn and something else, but not about the OPAD. So I was
Yeah,
surprised.
you can do a search in your Gmail. Remember, we showed you how to do a search in your Gmail and search for OPAD or One Post a Day or something like that, and you should get the receipt from him. And if not, let me know, and I'll send him a note on Facebook, a message on Facebook, and we'll get the
Why
stuff
should
to
I
you.
search on Gmail? Why
Because
should I?
that's where
What?
your information is going to come from. Isn't that where your email is?
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Okay.
Okay. And one more. I think, yeah. So now the product that we were talking about, I should put it aside and come
Yes.
back to that after
Yes.
this is done, right?
Yes, because this is going to be the fastest way for you to get something
Yeah.
up.
Yep, because they're going to build everything for you.
Okay, so this is the only focus I have now.
That's right.
Yeah, and so your focus on that is getting connected with them. They're going to build the product. They're going to give you training on using Facebook and creating your ad account and things like that. So that's your job, is to really learn how to use Facebook and use the ad account and do your research, and all of that training is inside that package for you.
Yeah, they're actually going to do a lot of that for you too. So that's
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks. Pat, you back?
Thank you.
How about now?
Oh, perfect.
Wonderful. Well, I spent the weekend going through a Facebook training program and setting up Facebook ads using the 9 emails that I created after the workshop. And it is like navigating a little maze with multiple steps. I'm impressed with how complex it is to set this thing up. But I have had 56 clicks on links. I have sold $350 worth of books from people who went to my thank you page after downloading the freebie. And I've got a $10 a day budget, and the ads have been running since Sunday.
Okay, now, so hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. So you've been running $10 a day Facebook ads since Sunday. Today is Wednesday. That's $40. You've made $350 in book sales since Sunday with those Facebook ads?
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Holy crap. That's awesome.
Well, thank you.
That's amazing. I'm glad you navigated that little maze.
Well, yes. It's quite a learning curve. The pattern that we're instructed to do is to take the same ad and try it with 3 different images and figure out which image was doing the best, and hold on to that one, and then change the text above the image so that there's 3 different variations. And that's where I am right now in that phase. And then after doing that for 3 days, to then take the headline portion and run 3 different types of headlines and see which is the winner.
Perfect. Perfect.
I
So,
have
Pat, you don't want to delete any of these ads either, because what's winning today may not win later, and you may want to go back and run those tests again.
Well, I put them on pause. I
Yeah.
switched that little slider off. You know, it's still a bit of a mystery how this all thing is fitting, and you know, but the more I look at it, the more familiar it becomes. It
Good.
seems like it's a whole art and a science. And Jean, my hat's off to you for doing this for other people, because it's arduous to do it for myself.
Yeah, cool. Well, it's working, Pat. Congratulations. I'm really excited for you on this. That's great.
Well, thank you.
That's great.
And if anybody missed it, you also had a sale from the workshop on one of your $7.97 products.
Yes, yes. I sent out emails to my list, remember, on that Saturday.
While we were at the boot camp.
And one person bought the program.
Yep. All right, so that's good.
And in the meantime, I've also went to the National Speakers Association conference in Baltimore after Atlanta, and I connected with some people who want help with ghostwriting and editing. And I got a guy today who is going to hire me to help him edit his book on drug addiction and the impact on people. So that's considerably more than $350 for the book sale.
It's not Mitch, is it? All right.
I do my own writing.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Good. Good. Pat, anything else? You're on a roll.
No, that's it.
That's outstanding. Great. All right. Anything from anybody before we go?
So did you have a chance to look up any niches for Cheryl?
Oh, you know what? They have changed. I don't even recognize Google Keyword Planner anymore. I'm going to get in here and look at it. It's changed a bunch in the last couple of months.
I started searching some stuff too, Cheryl. So let us see what we can come up with and some ideas, and I'll have something to you in the morning.
I've also got Market Samurai, and I'll see if I can find something there as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, hold on, Cheryl. I can't hear you.
I appreciate
Okay.
it.
Good deal. I just don't want to see you totally give it up just yet, you know,
Yeah,
move away from it. So
if nothing else, just to learn how to do it. Because once you learn how to do it, it's like, you know, Jennifer showed me a campaign today that we're calling the brain. It's the, what is it? The automated brain.
the automated brain. Yeah.
And so you look at it and it's like overwhelming to look at. But then you look at the pattern of it, and it's 6 or 7 little pieces that are duplicated about 10 times. And when you see that, you think, oh, I get it. And so that's where you're getting to. You're going to build something, and then you're going to realize, duplicate it, boom, 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 and you've got a bunch of things going. So that's the way that's going to work. All right. Okay, guys, thanks. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.